What's going on, everybody? It's Coach White here. Happy Tuesday. Just got back from the USA Basketball Coaches Academy in Atlanta, Georgia. Had a great time. Had a chance to meet some amazing coaches from all around the country. Had a chance to hear from some great coaches from the high school to college levels. From head coach Danny Manning, who a lot of you might know played in the NBA. Head coach Tom Crean, who's now at the University of Georgia. Used to coach Dwayne Wade back in Marquette. But the reason why I'm making this video is because hearing a lot of coaches talk, it puts me at ease knowing that there are a lot of coaches around the country that are really doing this for the right reason. That they're coaching kids because they want to teach them the game of basketball, but not just teach them basketball, teach them how to grow up and become the amazing people that they can be. But doing it the right way, through showing them what it means to have integrity, to be fair, to be honest, to put in the work that's required, and not to just go the easy route, not to cheat. And thinking about that really puts me in a position where, again, coaching basketball, as you know, I host an AAU program, but honestly, there's more about AAU/travel basketball that I don't like than I do like. And it puts me in a position where I'm constantly forced to tell kids that, no, it's not because you can't play basketball. You keep working hard. And when you're going out there and you're playing against teams who throw some sixth graders down in fourth grade division, or they'll take a 10th or 11th grader because they look small and they'll put them in a 14U division, so they can get a win on the weekend and the kids can get a $3 medal, and the parents can take that picture and say, number one, that's what it's really become, which is sad. The winning has really become the priority over teaching and building young adults to become positive adults that can take over society in what I hope we all feel is the right way. And I'm not here to go ahead and bash on AAU programs or travel teams or other programs around. I look at it, if you're an adult and you're working with a child and they're in your gym for a practice or for a game, you're keeping that child safe. You're putting them in a position where they're not out there on the streets and doing something that can get them in trouble. And that's great. But along with that also comes added responsibility. Are you really willing to sacrifice the integrity of a child, to sacrifice who they are as people, whether they know it or not, so you can get the W on the weekend? So that you can say, hey guys, we won all these games, or you can take the picture and then show other parents so they can sign up for you. Is it really worth it to go ahead and formulate a team where you have kids of all different grade levels from we've got fourth graders and we've got 6th through 7th graders, and then play them in whatever division, fits, because you have one kid that might be a grade level. I'm gonna take a group of 4th through 6th graders and play them in a 5th grade division. No, you don't get to average out where your kids get to play. If you have an older kid, you gotta play them in an older division. You formulated the team. If you got one 6th grade on it, you gotta play them in the 6th grade division. It's not because you think, oh, that kid isn't that good yet, let me play them down so they can learn. It's like, no, you don't get to dictate where the kid goes in terms of where they play in a tournament. You took the kid, you put him on the team. Hey, that's your squad. You got to roll with them in a division that they belong in. But it really bothers me when, I go around and I'm constantly having to go and hear from parents are saying, wow, I know that family over there. Their kid's the same grade as my kid, but then they're playing in a division that they shouldn't even be in, And most of the time, those kids that are playing in lower divisions, they're getting wins because they're bigger, they're stronger, they know the game a little more, they're a little more athletic, they can just move better because they're older, and then they get the win. Everybody's happy because they can take a picture. But I constantly hear parents say, oh, I know that family over there. Like, that kid's in my grade, how come they're playing over there? Like, this is weird. And I have to constantly remind them that this is what the AAU process has become. This is what basketball has become for youth. And that I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. I think it's wrong. I think it's doing the kids and the families a disservice. But until parents, who are on these teams and their teams are winning, stand up and say, you know what, this isn't right, that's not going to change. I know for myself that I'm never going to put a child that's in a division or level that they don't belong in. If you're playing at this grade level or this age level, that's where you play. Now, granted, there are rules where you have kids that could be in a higher grade level, they can play down because their birthdays, after a certain date, that's fine. But you can never go back to my rosters and say this kid was not eligible for whatever division they played in, because every one of my kids are. You can look at their birthdays, you can look at their grades, you can look at whatever you want to look at. Every kid that played in whatever division was eligible or is eligible to play wherever they're at, win or lose. I tell kids it's not about the wins or losses for me. I'm not worried about if you win or if you lose the game. I just want to see you work hard and do the things that we're doing in practice to get better and taking the small steps to improve. Because it's not about what my program does, it's about what my program can do for you and how we can get you to the next step. Because ultimately, I'm not going to coach these kids for the rest of their life. I have them now for this time. And as they move on to the high school or hopefully college level, those coaches will take them. And hopefully, those coaches will say, wow, this kid knows the game of basketball. They weren't just thrown in a position where they were taught one-on-one moves all day, or they were played in lower divisions and got these wins. This kid knows the game of basketball. They know how to run different actions. They know how to come off different screens, defend different pick and roll scenarios. How to work through if a defender goes over or under a screen. How to run a horn set. How to run different motion sets. Whatever you want to look at. That's what I want coaches that take my kids to go ahead and see, is that my kids understand these principles. But you can't do that if you're just taking kids and saying, hey, play in a basketball game. Here's our tournament on the weekend. Let's go out there. You walk in, your team's like 2 feet bigger than the next team that you guys are playing against. And nobody's questioning that. That's just okay. So that's just something that's been bothering me. But coming from the USA Basketball Coaches Academy and hearing all these coaches that were attending the academy and that were speaking at the academy, it really puts me at ease knowing that there are a lot of good people that are within this basketball coaching community that are really trying to learn the game. They didn't just pick up a whistle on the weekend and call themselves a coach now because they have a bunch of kids with them. They're really learning the game. They're learning from other coaches. They're understanding what's going on. They're trying to improve themselves each day. But they're trying to also teach their kids the right way to do things. And for me, most of my kids are not going pro. We're not going to the NBA. Be lucky some of my kids end up going to college basketball, if that's the case. Not because I don't think they can make it. It's a numbers game. The NBA takes 60 players a year. Half those kids get cut, and then some of those that in the first round get cut as well. You have a few like Draymond that slip through the cracks and make it. But NBA is a numbers game. You figure 30 people out of 60 that get drafted makes it NBA from the entire world. Let's not sell kids on the idea that the NBA is there, because it may not be. Only a select few people get that chance to make it. The college level, that number's a little higher, but still, it's a numbers game. So I tell kids, work as hard as you can. We're going to coach you and teach you the best that we can and give you as much information and direction as possible. But understand at the same time that when basketball stops, and it stops for everybody, what are your avenues after that? Are we setting kids up to understand how to navigate through life in a way where they can do this successfully? Or are we giving them the false hope that, wow, we were winners all the time, and not knowing that they were just being used as pawns to play in tournaments to get wins. And then when they get put in a situation where now they're forced to actually compete at their level, are they willing to fight through that? Have they been taught the idea that you don't quit, you don't give up, win or lose, you do your best? Have they been getting the knowledge and the tools to compete at a high level? Do they understand when a coach tells them, all right, we're going to run a flex cut here? Do they understand that? Or are they just looking at them like, what is that? All I've been doing is just driving all day. Jab, step, drive to the basket. So my point is this, and I don't mean to take all your time, but my point is this, is that as coaches, it is important for you to understand that we're coaching basketball. This is not life or death. The best service we can provide to these kids is teach them how to be hardworking, amazing, dedicated young people with integrity. Because those things can be translated to any part of their life that will help them become successful in other areas than just basketball. Because basketball will stop for everybody. It doesn't keep going. At some point, people cannot play anymore. Due to injury, they just get older or whatnot. It stops for everybody. Are you helping these kids for just today? or is what you're doing helping them for the long run? So I know when our teams are playing this weekend, all of our kids are playing in a basketball league, and they're gonna work hard. I'm never gonna hold them accountable to getting a win or a loss. Whatever they get, that's what they get. They can earn a win, they can earn a loss. But we're gonna go out there and we're gonna work hard. We're gonna do what we've been doing in practice with our defense, with our offense, and we're gonna show people that we're trying to do things the right way. And it makes me happy to see so many other coaches that are also doing things the right way, from around the country, from coaches over in Kentucky, other coaches in Georgia. There was a coach over from Texas, one from North Carolina, from Ohio. There's a guy that has a program where he takes individual kids. He has about 35 kids, and it's like a mentorship basketball program where he helps them through their basketball development, but also ensures that they have all the proper documentation and forms filled out so they can apply to become a college athlete once they finish high school, that they remain eligible, and really gives them and their families the proper information to navigate this basketball course, because it can be confusing. I know a lot of high school kids don't understand that you have to fill out eligibility forms with the NCAA when you're in high school to prepare. But that's a whole different subject. But anyways, I really hope you watch this video and you look at it and you start to question what your organization is doing. If you're looking to put your kid into a AAU/travel basketball program, you really look at what are they doing. Just because they're getting a bunch of wins, does that mean that they're getting wins the right way, or are they doing whatever is necessary to get the win? Again, I don't believe that getting wins by any means necessary is how things should be done with kids. If you're working with a child, what are you teaching them, and what lifelong impacts are you putting on them that will be with them, for a long time. As an adult, they're going to listen to what you say, and what you say is going to be gold to them. So, please be careful. It's not just about the X's and O's. That's the easy part. We can run plays, sets, actions, teach them cuts, screens. We can teach them traps, half court, 3/4 court press, whatever it is. Teach them man-to-man, whatever you want to teach them. But the other stuff that goes along with it, being a positive mentor, showing them how to become positive people, showing them what it means to work hard, deal with challenges, deal with defeat, but still come back and keep working hard and understand that the process will take place if you remain committed. So anyways, I just wanted to bring this up. Parents, families, let me know what you think. Again, I wish everybody the best of luck in their basketball career. Parents, please make sure to continue to support your kids positively. Coaches, teach the game the right way. Mentor these kids. And to all the players out there, keep working hard. Nothing is greater than your hard work and your effort. So keep at it, guys. Coach White, peace.